Hello and welcome to Your Opinion Sucks. I am your host today, Garrett. I am joined as always by Harry, Nathan, and Lawrence. Please say hello, guys. This week's podcast is going to be about what got us into acting, why we do it, the pros and cons. It's essentially the same as last week's podcast, but a little bit more in depth. Guys, my first question to every single one of you is, what actually got you into acting? And, you know, are you dead set on this as a career path?
Who do you want the answer from first?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a fucking...
You go, Harry.
It's a round table.
It's not a square.
It's a fucking oblong.
It's a rectangle.
I don't know.
Well, I first got into acting.
You go first, Harry.
Get off my mouth. Why are you always touching shit?
Fuck off.
I first got into acting when I started high school. I started drama in year 7. And I just liked it. I fell in love with it.
High school is secondary school for those people that aren't American. So all of our viewers.
Well, in the north, we call it high school.
All right.
Do you actually?
Yeah, high school.
Since when? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I
didn't
thought that was just an
go to
American thing.
secondary school. That's just... Probably shouldn't say that. That's just dumb.
Well, you're editing it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. Yeah.
That's a side point. If Nathan always looks morally correct on this podcast, it's because he can edit out his slurs. We can't.
And that was edited out.
Fuck.
Anyway, yeah, secondary school or high school or whatever you want to call it, grammar school probably for you. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, maybe for you, I'd say you're more of a grammar school person.
Yeah, I went to a grammar school.
Exactly,
I'm probably one of the most
so-
working class people on this podcast.
Hey,
That's very not true.
yes,
I'm sat on this podcast.
I'm so working class it hurts. Listen, I don't know.
Garrett, didn't you once describe me as the working class one when you spaced on my name?
I did.
Thank you. Thank you for
Nice,
that.
That's what you want. So yeah.
So what was it about secondary school, high school?
No, I just started drama in year 7. It's the first time I'd ever done anything like
Oh,
that.
so literally just the drama lesson.
Yeah, just the drama lesson, just
Yeah.
once a week, Monday, 4th period. It was just before lunch, and I don't know what it was about it. Everyone else seemed sort of reluctant to get involved. Like whenever we were doing scenes in the middle of the room, no one else really wanted to do it. But I loved it. I fucking got up there every time and just did whatever I could. Now I hate it and can't stand it and want nothing to do with the field. But it's weird. It's
You're
weird.
a wiser man.
It's weird how university. When I first came to university, I was like, yeah, I really love acting. I enjoy acting, and now I'm like, I fucking hate acting. I never want to do it.
The thing I don't think that
you're not
uni,
going into it.
No, not at all.
That's
Not
fair.
at all.
the thing that uni changed for me with acting is like, I used to do it because I loved it. Now I do it, and I'm like, oh god, I hope I looked sad at the right point for that fucking juicy first. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all just thinking
Yeah.
about your grades.
It
isn't
literally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't enjoy the performances I do anymore.
No, I
I
mean-
mean, some of them I do. There's exceptions. But
And now it's weird because I always, and before this was never the case, but now I think we were talking about this the other day. I find the stuff behind the stage, behind the scenes, way more interesting.
Yeah,
than
massively.
actually acting
Yeah.
yourself. I'm more interested in making stuff than actually performing stuff.
Joe said to me, Joe that was on the podcast a few weeks ago, who I do film stuff with, he went, we were looking for an actor for something that Joe happened to think, I didn't personally agree, but Joe thought I'd be a good fit for this character. And he was like, well, why don't you do it? And I just went, nah, fuck that. And he went, why? You want to go into acting? I went, nah, fuck that. Like I do enjoy it, but my God, would I much rather be behind it rather than in front.
Same. What about you?
I'd say my passion for straight up becoming an actor has definitely changed. Before university, even like during first year, if you asked me like what do you want to do, yeah, that'd definitely be it. But having been here specifically and being given like more opportunities to devise, I really like that. So the game plan for after uni is to, set up our theatre company of sorts and really devise through that.
You're setting up a theatre company.
Mm-hmm.
Hot scoop.
Oh.
Hot scoop. Fucking
You heard it
Your
here
Opinion
first.
Sucks
Heard it here
exclusive.
Give us the exclusive.
Here we go.
Well, there's not really much exclusive about it. We live
Are
in
you-
a flat together, and we're just going to keep doing that while creating things.
That's fair.
Do you have a
Are
name?
you going to use Scott as a writer?
We're not really sure what
We-
he's doing at the moment.
He's done. I know he spoke to me briefly. He has a few like sort of, I don't really know what you call them. I guess, applications for like a few like writer skills and stuff like that. Maybe I think that's how he phrased it. I may be getting this completely wrong, but yeah, I'd have thought, wouldn't it make sense to use him as a writer? That'd be cool.
I mean, the way we kind of do it is just somebody comes up with an idea and we'll round table it. We have a few things like that boiling. I'll go into the front room and I'll be like, here's a thing I'm working on, and I'll talk to Harry about it or whoever's there.
Yeah,
It's the same with all of us.
Sorry, go on. Oh, the way it's sort of worked out so far is that Garrett will be writing by himself or come up with an idea and pitch it to us, and Alex and I pretty much write together and come up with scripts. So we'll see how it progresses, obviously with IPP, etc., etc.
I definitely work better just in my own headspace, on my own.
Will it be performances and plays exclusively centered around the theme of wrestling? Because one would think that.
I am writing a play called Bumps, which is
involving wrestling.
It's all about wrestling.
But what does our current creative strategies piece involve, Garrett?
Oh, it's wrestling.
What do you mean Garrett's one-dimensional?
Harry, how did you get into acting?
I started off in primary school, actually. We had production, so we didn't really have like drama class or anything like that. It was just like once a year there would be a whole school production, of which I think it was like year 5 and year 6s could participate. And the first role I ever had was a character called Captain Healthy, which now seems incredibly ironic, but at that point it wasn't. I was just, the scene was like full of year 6s, and I was like the only year 5 there, and I just burst on, like trying to be like, "Hi there, I'm Captain Healthy," and everyone laughed, and it was just that classic moment of the validation from everyone. Really made you happy. And then the next year I played Harry Hill with a terrible
Harry Hill from TV.
Yeah, with a terrible bald cap.
Did he have a really long collar as well? Am I imagining that?
He does have a massive collar.
It's just like a jacket, a white flicked up collar, and
just looks like a fucking cunt, doesn't he?
I think that's the character.
Yeah.
Isn't he like a doctor in
real
real life?
He's a real physician, yeah.
What? You would not want that guy operating on you, would you?
Can you imagine that? You wake up from surgery and you meet your surgeon. It's just fucking. It's Harry Hill.
You've been covered in custard.
No, he does like you've been framed and stuff. So like a video of your surgery is on, you've been framed
with like weird sound effects on it, like when he gets like
makes
a fucking
incision.
scalpel, it's like boink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's £250 to that man.
Oh, he's going to be feeling that in the morning. And there's like some terrible canned laughter in the background. What about you then?
When he slips with the tweezers.
I remember not really giving a shit about it in primary school. Even when I started secondary school, I didn't really care that much about it because we had drama. And I remember my drama teacher and also my tutor at the time being quite attractive. Like, we were like what, year 7s and year 8s and stuff.
Well, as you know, it is.
You know how it is. It's like year 7 to year 9. That's a forming age right there.
It is.
Yeah, but none of that really mattered to me. It kind of got to the end of year 9, and then Tom was like, "Hey,
Tom Reeve.
He
used to be on this podcast.
He did used to be. Tom Reeve was like, "Hey, there's this Shakespeare School Festival thing. I really want to do it."
Hey, I did that.
Yeah. I did that. That's why I'm saying the story. There's a Shakespeare School Festival thing, and it's a duologue audition. Can you come with me? At this point, we're busy mates, and I'm like, yeah, fine if I have to. And I remember we like ran through it all through break time because the actual audition was at lunch.
Please tell me you got it and he didn't.
No, well, okay. So the scene is Roderigo and Iago at the beginning of Othello, right? Iago has this like fuck off chunk of lines, and Roderigo goes, "Yeah, but we're..." And then Iago goes, "No, Roderigo, you silly fiend."
Ah, Shakespeare.
Type deal. And because I didn't mind too much, and Tom was like, "Oh, I'm Iago, you be Roderigo." And I remember we did it, and we were like pacing in the scene because my actor brain, which I didn't know was an actor brain yet, was like, "Oh, this would look really cool on stage." And when the parts came out, he got Cassio, which is a fucking decent part, and I remember I got Iago, and I was like, at that moment, I was like, "Oh yeah, this could be it." But it wasn't until the final, like actually showing it in front of however many 100 people were at this like festival, that was the moment for me. I I haven't fallen out of love with it like you guys have.
I haven't fallen out of love with it.
Yeah.
I absolutely, I know it's different for you. I absolutely love performing. Like I adore like spending time on a scene and like acting and performing it, and like the feeling you get like before and after and during. And I just don't think it's something I want to pursue into professional work anymore, which is a shame because I'll always enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's such a competitive job, and it's like the security you get from it is so fucking shite. Even when you get a brilliant part, like say for example, you get put in a massive TV show, you get fuckloads of money. Job security is shit. If you die, you are dead in that show, and then you've got no job. Like it's terrifying. It's a very scary industry. Sorry, go on.
No. I mean, our plan afterwards is to just go and find jobs. Yeah, it's to just go and find jobs and create while we're doing that.
Are they jobs or like just jobs to keep you going?
Jobs to keep us going.
Shit. Yeah.
I mean, I'm currently working at CX, which isn't exactly like a living wage, but
Hey, I went to CX today. Picked up Advanced Warfare for £6. Thought I'd enjoy the campaign.
you won't.
Shout out
like
to
the
CX.
Advanced.
Welcome to European Sales and our proud sponsor of CEX.
CEX.
Head down there
Welcome
to
to
get
European
all your
CX.
Advanced Warfare for
head
£6.
down there to get all your pre-owned games
Yeah.
and phones.
Or you can talk to Garrett and get 15% off.
Oh bollocks! I should have done that.
Yeah.
What's off £6?
I'm breaking bank, Nathan.
Well, I could have taken it out. Well, actually, I have it. I could have just given it to you.
You know what? Fuck this.
He's a
May
PlayStation
I
man.
share my story of how I got into acting?
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Sorry.
I was waiting on someone to be like, hey, Lawrence, how did you do it? And I was like, no one did. And I was like, okay.
Sorry, man.
No one gives a fuck.
Hey
No, it's cool.
Lawrence, how did you get into acting?
Well, since you asked, basically what it was when I was younger, and I'm talking younger,
Yes, that precise age of younger.
no, I was 6 years old.
Okay.
I was 6 years old, many moons ago. Obviously, my voice is not that low or not that deep now, but it was a lot higher back in the day when I was 6 years old. So I was, are you disagreeing? I've been told I have quite a high pitched voice.
Your voice is quite deep.
Really? Would you say so?
I think you and I have the same idea. Is that we both?
I think we've got
have
like a low tone, but
Yeah.
it's a bit
I
husky.
feel like my voice is quite high.
Yeah,
No,
I think. In fact, I think all of us have like a growl in our throat. We don't
Yeah.
speak from our diaphragms. We speak from our throat. So
yeah.
that's where you got it. But apart from that, the other pitch, we would either hear it as higher or the people hear it as high.
I think my pitch is definitely higher than yours.
Yeah, you've got a high.
Nathan
quite a
definitely
high
has the
voice.
lowest. I think I have the highest.
Yeah.
The lowest?
Yeah.
You definitely have the lowest, yes.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well,
I'm not.
I am a baritone.
No, so yeah, obviously when I was 6 years old, it was a lot higher than it is now, and I was quite the singer back in the day.
Really?
Yeah,
That
quite
is
quite the singer.
surprising.
Yeah, I was quite the singer. I don't know if they sold it on the fact that I was the cute kid that could sing, and parents were like, "Oh fucking hell, look at that." It was probably that. I didn't think I particularly belted out any quality bangers, but
What was your style?
Hmm?
What was your style?
I was 6 years old. It was whatever the fuck they told me to do.
You're a
No,
choir boy or
okay.
something.
No. It was like I was part of this like sort of theatre school. It was like a sort of musical theatre thing, but I focused mainly on the singing because that was my strongest point at the time. Then as I got older, my voice didn't drop, as in my balls didn't drop yet, but like my voice just got higher as I went along. There's some info on my 6-year-old balls if you fancy knowing.
Thanks for clarifying.
No worries.
No.
No, but your voice does get a little bit deeper as you sort of get older before it drops properly.
Funny story about that. When I was
About Lawrence's balls dropping.
yeah, about balls dropping in general.
Oh, of course.
When I was a kid, well, obviously, my dad told me that
Where's this
when
going?
no, it's something like that. My dad told me that when his voice broke, when
Carl, if you're listening, you're a dirty man.
when his voice broke, he told me it was really painful. It was something that really hurt him.
What a dick.
I know. So for the majority of my childhood, I was dreading getting to that point where my voice was break. To the point where I was like 15, I was like, it still hasn't happened yet. I still haven't experienced that pain. Then like I went to see like a family relative who I hadn't seen in years. I went, fucking hell, Nathan, your voice has dropped, hasn't it? I went, what? "Oh, Dad, you little cunt!"
You mother. Carl has been playing the long game.
I
with
can't
that
wait
banter.
to fuck up my kid with an offhand comment when he's like 6.
I know. That's the thing. Because you don't like think about them lying at that age, do you? Messing with you. So
I had a moment. I went through puberty. I'd say pretty early because guys go through puberty like 12, 13. I started going through it when I was like 9.
fucking hell.
Yeah, it was pretty early.
Explains why you're so fucking manly now.
Exactly. That's why you guys think I'm a dad. I'm like 2 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
Well, I am turning 24 this month.
I'm 2 years ahead of you.
quite
It doesn't matter.
Bloody hell.
So like those memories that you get where every now and again they pop in your head and they're just so embarrassing and you hate yourself for it.
Yeah.
It was one of those where I went to the toilet and I sat down. I looked down and in my little crotch area, I got 3 tiny little black hairs.
Little pubes.
Little pubes. And I got so excited that I finished
Sounds like
up.
rapping him. Little pube.
I got so excited that I finished up and the only person that was in my house was my mum. So I went down
did
to
not.
I
Did
did.
you go
I
tell
did.
her?
I was like,
No!
I was 9. I was like, Mum, I'm starting to get ahead. I didn't like full and say, Mummy, I've got pubes. It was just like, Mum, I'm starting to, grow
I got
stuff.
hairs on my dick.
I'm the man.
And
Yeah.
and like I wasn't expecting, like the most jovial, responsive. Oh my god, that's amazing. I was kind of expecting like, cool, right? You're beginning to grow into a young adult. Instead, what I received was, okay.
Even your mum knew that.
I
was
know,
wrong.
I know.
Oh, you fucking.
Puberty is the worst.
It is, but no. So, so I my voice got higher, deeper. Sorry, and got to the point where I was on stage and I noticed that the parents weren't going, "Oh fucking hell, what a cute kid" anymore. They were kind of just being like, "Alright, cool, what up? That's the singing kid. I guess he did all right." And then I was like, you know what, singing's really not for me. I'm not the 6-year-old prepubescent kid I once was. But my mum.
How old was you at this point? How old was you at this point?
Oh no, I'd grown up. I was with this company for like a good few fucking years. Like I was about 10 at this point. What's the band?
You just made it sound like I'm not the kid I was.
I'm
selling
Max
my
Payne
ways.
3.
I was just imagining like 17-year-old you with the beard you've got now, just like, Mother, I am not the 6-year-old singer you once knew.
No, so I was about 10 years old. Didn't have many friends, which is sad. Yeah, I know. Hard to believe, right?
No.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, I don't really want to do this singing business anymore, Mum, to be honest. And she was like, no, it's fine if you don't want to do the singing business. I was like, I'm thinking about just leaving the theatre company. And she went, immediately her reaction was like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. And then I realised in that moment my mum wanted me to stay all these years because I did have no friends outside of this theatre company.
Oh.
And she was terrified of us. And she was like, look, they've got other classes. They've got dance class. And I was like, fuck off, Mum. So I said, no thanks, Mum. Not really into dance classes. But hey, what's this acting biz? This looks fun. So I went there. I was shit. I was painfully shit. And I grew to be the fucking elitist I am now. So for some reason, I saw Harry muting himself and thought he was muting me. I don't know why I thought that. I was like, sorry.
You're so used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
What do you mean the elitist you are now?
I mean, getting 76 on his practicals. Yeah. That's what I fucking mean.
You say thank you to Matilda for dragging you.
I will. I did. Don't worry. She still managed to get better. I was like, you know what?
She got 78.
Yeah, she did. Well, I wasn't going to say her mark in case she didn't want it as common knowledge, but
Sorry,
she's so ashamed.
4 people now know.
No, she did very well, and yes, I will forever credit my mark being down to her, non-stop being like, we're rehearsing like twice this week, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, because I was too scared to say no.
Fair.
But thank you, Matilda, if you're listening. If you're not, then
She's not.
yeah, I know.
Anyway, well, that was a fun story. What else you got for us, Garrett?
I mean, that was near enough it.
No.
I'm just going to talk about acting.
What are your favourite acting?
What is acting?
What are my favourite actings?
What is
Yeah.
an act?
What's the best thing you guys have ever been in?
Ooh.
Casualty.
By that, you
You've actually been in Casualty?
I have, yeah.
Well, you did. Were you dead in it?
No, I was in a hospital bed, just basically like
Do you
pretty
know?
much dead.
Do you know like any details on the episode?
No.
so I couldn't find you in a
There's
hospital bed.
been like 3,000 episodes of
I know,
Casualty.
but, like,
Actually, hasn't
If
it?
I, if I was on Casualty or any kind of shit like that, I'd find it just for the memes.
I've got the DVD up in Yorkshire somewhere.
Can you please find it and
I'll
bring it
try
Did they
in?
send you like a
find
free
it.
DVD because they
No,
didn't
we
pay
just,
you?
No, we just like recorded it when it was on TV. And
Did
then
they pay
just,
you?
like, No.
So you didn't get
No.
any
No,
free
because
copy.
because I did it through school.
Oh, okay.
I did it
Ah.
through school. Yeah. So
The school probably got sent a copy. They probably never deemed it like important enough to be like, "Hey Nathan, here's your copy."
we just like recorded it.
Schools
off
are
the TV
fucking
and then put
shitty
it
like that.
on a DVD. Schools are shitty like
I remember
that.
this one time I wrote a fucking, I can't remember what the poem was about. I think it was like a war poem, and it was like it was a poem competition. They were just like, oh yeah, just write
If there's
poems.
one
War is
thing-
bad.
If there's
It
one thing I
makes
would
me
never
sad.
put you down for, Garrett, it's someone that would enter
I didn't.
a poet.
I didn't enter. It was the school that did it, and my poem. I remember it being really good, and I was pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
It was quite fucking. I remember at one point I used the word abyss and void,
Ooh.
so it was pretty deep for like a year 5, year 6,
That
whatever.
is
Fucking
fucking deep,
regular
yeah.
little
But,
Edgar Allan Poe. over here.
I remember they were like to my mum, 'cause my mum professes this is what happened. She was like, "Oh yeah, we'll put you in the book if you buy it, or whatever."
What a
That's
dick.
what the school said to her. And my mum, the stubborn person that she was, and like I stand by it. I get it from her. She was like,
That makes sense.
well, no, I'm not gonna do that. So like, I'm not. My poetry isn't in a book because she didn't want to like fork out like 20 quid for a book. Like if you look at school photos in secondary school, you will see that I'm the only person wearing a white shirt and a red tie. Everyone else is wearing the pink shirt because at some stage while I was there, they were like, "Oh no, we're changing the white shirts to pink shirts. Pink shirts you could only buy at a certain place."
And your mum was like, "Fuck that."
And my mum was like, "Well, no, we're going to Tesco. We're getting like 10 for £4." So like I remember I used to get threatened with detention by the teachers for wearing a white shirt.
Brilliant.
And I was like, yeah, right.
I never, like when it's school photo day,
Yeah.
and, like you get like the professionally done photos and
Mhm.
shit.
Oh god, yeah.
And
they
like maybe if
sucked
you have a
ass.
sister or something in another year, you get it done with them. Yeah, always hated it. But I never once, I don't think my parents once ever like paid to get the photos. Like I always got the photos
yeah.
took, but never like paid to get like the
No,
copies.
yeah.
I'm
or
almost
anything
positive
like
that there's a picture of me with like void, like over the
The
top of it.
watermark.
The watermark
Yeah,
over it.
got the watermark over it.
Fun story. My brother once wasn't in class. I wasn't in school on the day they were doing them, and I had booked in to have a picture of me and my brother. Well, I didn't give a fuck. But
gonna
my
say
mum
Lawrence
wanted
called
it.
them
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Excuse me. Can I have one of John? Yeah. No, they didn't. My brother wasn't there. So don't worry though, because my mum had requested one on the sheet of paper that went round. They had to do it with just me. So I'm there, and there's an empty fucking space behind me where the photographer's left the space where my brother should be in shot and like in frame.
What? So you're like
So
you're
I'm
a bit
fully
off
just off centre in the corner. It looks like the worst.
Was it one of those
picture.
shots where you're like sitting and your brother's got his
Yeah.
hand on your shoulder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just fucking tiny at the bottom of
Yeah.
this, and I went, "Mum, fucking buy that. Like that is the biggest crease," and she was having none of it.
Is it kind of like in Back to the Future? Like when
Oh,
his
they
brother
fade-
and
well,
sister just like fading
fade out.
away.
Yeah. It was exactly. It was as if someone had vacated the picture. Yeah, it's
that's
fucking. It's so dumb.
That's hilarious.
Best
Anyone-
performance you've ever been in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. By that, do you mean the best thing that we think we've ever been in, or the best performance you think you've ever given?
I mean, if it differs, say both.
Okay. Do you have one in mind for yourself?
I do.
Tell.
The first one I've ever been in, really. I mean, other than like school year 6 plays and shit where I was a reindeer. But it was Othello, genuinely. I just remember the reaction and like random people from fucking like Exeter and shit coming up to me and being like, that was amazing, kind of thing. Something I haven't got since, but
Not bitter.
I just want to do Othello again. That's how good it went, and just how because the director was the teacher who literally just started that year. And I remember the year before, well, before he'd started, like the summer before he'd started, he'd come in for like one day, and it was the day when we were rehearsing, and he was like, first thing he said to me was like, "Oh, Iago, I played that once." So literally from there, it was just like, all right, cool, this player is going to be fucking decent. And like my castmates will tell you, Ellie will tell you, it was great. I remember it.
When I was in college, I got chosen to go to China and perform a play out there. Because the town I was in, they have a sister city in China, and in there they celebrate a thing called Welsh Week, which is where it's like I know it's crazy, but it's like an exchange of cultures type of thing. So we went.
It's not even just Welsh.
Well, yeah,
it's Welsh,
like
and Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a collection of cultures.
No,
but it was just shortened to like a little name. Yeah.
A sharing of those two
Oh,
cultures.
okay.
It feels like such a weird mix.
Yeah, it really is. That's what really like weirded me out, because like you'd be at these big fancy dinners and there'd be people speaking Welsh there and then Chinese, and you're like, what is going on? What fucking alternate universe have I slipped into here? Yeah, it's crazy. But I went out there to perform a play, and the city was called Chongqing. It's fucking massive. There's like 30 million people that live there. I know what you're thinking, okay? I know it sounds like
the city was called Chongqing.
The city was called Chongqing. I know it's genuinely called. It's spelt Chongqing, but it's
with a Q.
but it's pronounced Chongqing.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's got like 30 million.
Actually, no,
people.
you're not lying, because I this was in your American
Yeah,
application.
it was on Better Get Back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chongqing.
Yeah, it's got like 30 million people, but it's a really closed off city. Not many people know about it, like because
It was formerly romanized as Chongqing as a major city in southwest China. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, carry on. So
it's a
your
really nice
performance.
place. But yeah, it's like a closed off city. Like they don't go places. They don't get many people coming in. Yeah. So when we performed the play at this art school in the city, afterwards there was just like a swarm of the crowd coming down from the seats onto the stage, and like they wanted to like take pictures with us and get autographs.
So you
and
felt
shit.
like a proper celebrity.
I felt like a proper celebrity. That's the best trip I've ever been on.
That's
I
pretty
fucking
cool.
loved
That's pretty
it.
rad. Yeah.
That is pretty sick.
It was amazing. Yeah, and even just like walking through the streets, you get stopped and asked to have pictures taken with.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Also, the food is really good. Yeah.
Chongqing.
I know it sounds like just a name.
I
like
hear it's
a
lovely
racist
this time.
person would pick up
Oh,
to make
that Chinese town. What was it? Chongqing. That was it. Yeah.
Nah, it's really nice
Stop
place.
doing a London accent whenever you whenever you are racist. Whenever you're doing a racist bit, you
But
pull
all
on my
Londoners
accent.
are racist.
I'm a Londoner.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. Oh,
And
you know
you
what?
are racist.
I'm enormously racist. Yeah. I'm not going to follow it.
Some questionable
Your best
stuff.
play.
No, I haven't.
Best performance, etc.
Best play for me. The one that I definitely had the most fun with was something called Daisy Pulls It Off, where it's one of those sort of. I think it's a fairly contemporary play. I think it was written in the 90s, but it's supposed to be based in the 50s, kind of just tongue-in-cheek humor. Like the title itself, Daisy Pulls It Off, itself is a joke. And it's based on a girl who's very smart but working class, going to a private school. And it was made even funny because my school was a private school. And just the hijinks that went on there, and her solving a mystery and finding out that the groundskeeper there is her true dad, and that she's the rightful owner of the school or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's how schools work.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck the governors. Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I played a teacher called Mr. Skloblovsky, and it was really great for me because
How many years ago was this? Sorry, when did you perform this?
I was like 15. I think there's a
Oh, okay.
scar on my head here. It's either
Oh,
either side. The tiny
yeah.
little
Yeah,
line.
got you, yeah.
I got a scar from that when there was the final performance. I think there was the second to final performance, and I was about to come on stage, and obviously it's based in a school, so there was a chalkboard and a big old fuck off spot, like one of those huge ones that doesn't have a head. It's just there, right on my eyebrow, and I was like, ugh, okay, I need to get rid of it. At some point, it may just die down. And I'm talking to one of the girls, and I'm being all cocky, just like, hey, gonna go on, have a fun time. I turn around, and as I turn around and like take a step, chalkboard comes off, and the corner right there just goes, hits it, and of course the spot like takes most of the blow, but it does pop, and I have blood like running down.
Blood and pus.
No pus. It was just blood.
Lucky.
I was lucky. I'm like, oh shit. I walk on stage, and apparently it was the night my girlfriend and my family were in the audience. So they said that they could just tell. They didn't realize at first. They could just tell something was off because I was standing there like wobbling just a little bit, like, yes, come, lady, please, let's go.
Well, we concussed or something.
I think I was a little bit. I went off, and then I came on again, and I was still wobbling. And they saw a little bit of blood sort of go down my face, and I had to take the rest of the show off. Luckily, I only had like one more scene, but they could work their way around it.
Fucking hell! Imagine reworking a show mid-show. Like that shit's stressful.
I have a story about that. I broke someone's arm during the opening scene of Grease.
Holy fuck! Please tell me it wasn't an important one.
He was Eugene. He's like the nerd character.
Yeah.
He's like in a few scenes throughout the rest of the show, but it's nothing major. But yeah, I broke his arm in the opening.
How the fuck
scene.
did you break? What was it, like a little dodgy dance gone wrong or something?
Yeah, kind of. Essentially, the opening scene, like in this production, we all came out like to introduce ourselves during "Grease Is the Word," the song.
Yeah.
And then like the cool kids, the T-Birds come out. You know, they're like having fun and shit. And then like they're like essentially bullying this kid Eugene. They're like they just drag him a long time to come.
So
out
you
there.
fully break his arm.
No, what happens is
you went fully method.
Yeah, I just
fuck you,
snapped
Eugene.
No, someone bends over behind him, and I'm just supposed to like lightly tap him, and then he like
and you somehow lightly tapped him.
And on this night, I just went. Fuck
you! Oh, so he fell to the floor, and then like
he fell on his arm in a weird place,
God.
and
did the show go on?
The show went on. Yeah,
did he scream?
Went on. No, he didn't. He was just in extremely bad pain.
Did he continue?
Afterwards. He continued
with a broken arm.
He continued. He just like put it in. He just put it in a makeshift sling for the rest of the show. So fucking God bless him, Michael Robbins.
Boss!
If you're listening,
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I bet he did not want to work with you after.
No, he did not.
No, yeah.
No, he was really nice about it.
Call up Michael Robbins, get him in the IPP.
Yeah. What a hero. But yeah, I broke someone's arm.
Oh, what a lad. Well, if you're listening, Michael Robbins, what a trooper you are.
Indeed. What about you? Any fun stories? Or
well, I still haven't said my fave performances yet.
Oh yeah. Please regale us with your tale.
Okay. Sure. My favourite performance to be a part of, it's actually really sad. It shows I haven't had much fun in theatre. It was actually a uni module. It's collab. So in our second year on our course, we have to do this show. We have was it 4 weeks? 6 weeks? 4 weeks? 4 weeks.
Fucking hell, they loved 6 weeks.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. 4 weeks to put on this massive show. Like normally about an hour and a little bit. Were they? Or
about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
Like
So these quite sort of lengthy shows. They're not like just small sort of uni pieces.
a whole episode of Sherlock.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a big boy. But it wasn't sort of my part that I was so thrilled about. Although Nathan for some reason did completely land me in it. Wait, was it you? I think it was you. I made a joke about my character having a northern accent. And then Nathan decided to go, "Hey, Tanya," is the name of our director. "Lawrence wants to do it in Northern," and she went,
"You did though. You did."
No, I didn't.
No,
want,
you
no,
did.
I thought it was funny.
You did. You just didn't want to ask. Tanya
No, I
like a
thought
dick.
it was funny, but I didn't want to do it because I knew my Northern accent was bad, which
It's
is why it was
horrendous.
funny.
It's
Yeah,
horrendous.
which is why it was funny. I didn't want to then have to actually do accent work with like a week before the performance.
Hey, we all did accent work. I did accent work.
Right, no,
I
you
had-
did.
yeah, I
You
had,
did
like-
your racist accent.
I had like 5 meetings with Amy, our voice coach, on like accents and stuff,
Yeah,
and
no,
they still sounded shit.
I didn't do one. I didn't have one meeting. I didn't have the time.
Yeah.
So I just had to go on with my wanky Northern accent. But anyway, no, it was more the rehearsing process I had fun with. I was working a lot of the time, and I spent the majority of it asleep when I wasn't on stage. I was asleep in the wings, which is probably why I fucking enjoyed it.
I remember. that.
Yeah, I was all the time. And then like Eloise would very kindly wake me up about a scene before mine, and be like, "Okay, get on." And then 90% of the time I'd walk on rehearsing like half asleep. So Tanya was like, "You don't know your lines?" I was like, "I do, trust me. I just don't know them right now. I'm not in the mood." And then performance I'm probably most proud of was another uni module. It was a show I did in a module called, was it Tap 2, which I've actually got a fun story for you and Joe about. So I did this module where I had to play a character at like 3 stages in his life. It was only 4 scenes long, and I didn't leave the fucking stage once, apart from to do a really quick change and then come back on.
Did you just like put a coat on?
No. Like I was like, bearing in mind I was in pitch black. I was trying to find a hoodie that was actually put on inside out. Was inside out on the stage. That's fun. Yeah. Luckily it was dark, so you couldn't really like tell. But I looked down at one point during the scene. I saw a label. I was like, for fuck's sake. So I was proud of that performance. I did well in the module. But then when I requested the video to be sent back to me so I could sort of rewatch it, just because I enjoy it, the camera is positioned quite near the door, and you can hear Nathan. Nathan came to watch because he was doing his. Were you doing your exam at the same time?
No.
Or? Oh, you were just there as a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. So Nathan was there as a friend. Joe was also there as a friend. And as they were walking out, you can hear the following conversation, which was Joe went, "Oh, I'd mug it, but that was actually pretty good." And Nathan goes, "Nah, quite shit to be honest. Anyway." And then you just get them walking out, and you're talking about something completely else, like my performance, my month of hard work.
The markers viewed you going, "No, it was shit to be honest."
Was shit.
What grade did you get? Maybe they took it into account.
No, I it really
felt bad.
pissed me off.
Give him a higher
I
mark.
got like, I was really just shy of a first. I think it was like a 68.
So it was me who brought you down to
Yeah. They just graded me. They gave me 100. And you go, "That's pretty shit." And they go, "Oh no,
You know
actually,
what?
yes,
He's got a point.
it was a bit shit."
He's got a point.
Yeah.
The marker doesn't want to seem contrarian, so he's just like, "Oh, someone else said it was shit." And
Yeah, fuck it, yeah. Yeah,
Crazy
so that was my fun.
Anyway, that was a fun podcast.
It
It
was
actually
fun.
was quite fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Acting.
Oh,
Are we done?
Have we changed our demographic?
Okay.
from no one to no one.
yeah, true.
Anyway, should we wrap it up there?
I think we should. Thank you very much for joining us on Your Opinion Sucks.
That's all right.
I have been Garrett.
I've been Harry.
I've been Nathan.
And I have been Lawrence.
Another happy pod.
Do you ever fucking take that from me again, Garrett? I
You
swear
can
to God.
stop it. You can say it now. You got time.
Another happy